Hey guys, so we're just doing a quick video to talk about the No Man's Sky Foundation update. Yes, there's been an update, and it's called the Foundation Update because it's laying the foundations for stuff like base building and shit. Anyway, let's have a little look at what exactly has went into it. And yeah, so here's the website with the patch notes, and I'll just hair flick my ridiculous hair out my face. Right, so we've got update 1.1. So every update prior to this has been bug fixes and stuff like that, but this one is actually adding the foundation of base building. It's a foundation for things to come. It's the first of many free updates. Thank God, considering your game was half completed when it came out. I am one of these people who actually enjoyed No Man's Sky. There's lots of people who say that they didn't, but I don't know if that's just because they got on the hype train and got a bit in it. So the first thing that you're presented with as soon as you launch your game is the 3 game modes. So you can now decide to play normal mode, which is the regular mode that you've got. Your save will still be there if you're worried. Creative mode, so that you can just explore and build a massive base and do whatever you want. And then survival mode, which is probably what I'll be streaming. I'm definitely doing one tonight as of the game going live, as of this video going live. I'll be streaming some survival mode. So it's much more challenging during a more challenging endurance experience, which is something that I kind of enjoy, to be honest. Even when the world throws its worst and then turns its back, there's still always hope. Oh nice, we've got death quotes. Prefer to see these a lot in survival mode. Nice. And then you've got the base building, so it's showing you from starting off with a single little area and then building up to something that's got a landing pad and all sorts of different bits and bobs, which is kind of cool. Claim your home planet by finding an uninhabited base and creating your own fully bespoke outpost. Construct your homestead for shelter using modular structures and decorations replicated from resources gathered while exploring. Recruit alien lifeforms to help research new technology. Farming, engineer, weapons, and science specialists are hireable from space stations. Use terminus teleporters in space stations to teleport to and from your base at will. That's awesome. That was the thing I was worried about, because like you spend all this time building a base in a game where you're supposed to go out and explore all these different planets, so how do you get back? But there are teleporters, which is awesome. So as long as I can teleport you, well, obviously I'll have to teleport you to and from the same place because you can only have one ship. Expand your base with storage containers to stockpile precious resources and rare products. Oh my god, that's amazing. Find an even more beautiful location and you can simply dismantle your previous homestead and refund all the spent resources. That's pretty cool, and here's some of the different things that you can get on, but like I said, I'll be exploring this fully in my actual stream. Farming has been added to the game. Cultivate biome-dependent crops outdoors or inside your base, or freighter. Freighter? There's a freighter? Using hydroponic labs. Plants grow over time and offer a steady supply of resources to be harvested. Hire a farming specialist to research and grow 10 new plant types and discover new resource elements. So these are like zinc, which is normally quite hard to get because you can only get them in plants. You can start farming them and get as much zinc as you want, which is pretty cool. You can also make a camp. Players can now build essential equipment in the field on planet. Place save points anywhere in the world, which is crucial for survival mode. Automated harvesters gather resources from mineral deposits in your absence. Oh my goodness. Waypoints can be placed in color-coded to allow explorers to... Oh, waypoints, thank God. Communication terminals allow explorers to leave subspace messages for others to find. That's pretty cool. So there is no multiplayer. We all know this. Like, it's been one of those things that's been talked about in length, like, so much. But the fact that you can now leave little terminals and little messages for people is pretty awesome. Discover nearby mineral deposits, uninhabited bases, or suit upgrades with the use of a signal scanner. That's cool. So instead of having to find the things and use a bypass chip on them, you can now have signal scanners. And then freighters. Oh my god. Purchase huge interstellar freighters at great expense and then summon them from anywhere in the galaxy. Resources can be teleported to your freighter while on planet, ideal for stockpiling goods for trading. Oh my goodness. Customize inside of your freighter within the base building section so you can create extended cargo holds to expand your vessel's capacity and grow crops of rare resources on board. Transport your freighter and its cargo to different, more economically favourable systems to maximise your earnings. So it's basically like so that trading's actually even more worthwhile. Trading was one of the greatest things in No Man's Sky, like such a great way to earn cash. Use the new recruitment system to crew your freighter with engineers, farmers, weapons and science specialists to help research new technologies. So new resources and technologies. Discover new biomes and star-specific resource types as you explore the universe. Craft a new advanced mining laser and hazmat gauntlets through base building and use them to gather rare resources. That's awesome. I take it doesn't tell me anything about these, just show me the icons. The user interface has been improved to accommodate the stress of survival mode, where a small inconvenience can be the difference between life and death. Intelligent quick access menu streamlines inventory. Oh, about time, so you can charge stuff a lot quicker. Products can be stacked up to 5 times per inventory slot, resulting in increased starship, base container, and freighters. Oh, that's awesome as well. That's really cool. So you can now have 5 character sheets and things like that, as opposed to just 1. New arrow indicators have been added to emphasize shield and life support changes more clearly to aid decision making. I like that. Scanned primary resource elements have been added, have been given specific symbols to allow for easier differentiation. Nice, we can now tell whether the power thing is going to be carbon, plutonium, or thorium. And the exact same, all the herpaderpium. Oh, that's amazing. View your current objective at any time by pressing left on the D-pad. So instead of it just popping up constantly, UI has been visually improved by removing color tint and other artifacts. So I used to look like that before, and now I can't really see what's changed there. I know, like, it just seems like the background's different, but maybe it's... And that one's got less health? I don't know. Early warning indicators have been added to starship cockpits to notify explorers of inbound pirate activity. Oh, that's sweet. Read the cockpit warnings more accurate when the pulse drive is unavailable. Ta and motion blur. That's anti-aliasing. Yeah, I can't remember the actual word for it. Motion blur has been added to accentuate the feeling of speed, particularly when in flight. This can be switched on or off via the options menu. I don't like motion blur, but I can imagine it'll be pretty... I don't know. I would like to see what it looks like in the game because... I don't know. It might look nice. Normally motion blur just looks... Temporal anti-aliasing, that's it. Fucking hell. Removes jagged edges. That's pretty cool. So we'll definitely have a look at the temporal anti-aliasing tonight because obviously I've got a pretty powerful rig, so we can have a proper look at that. Texture streaming can be enabled, allowing minimum spec PCs to run the game more smoothly. That'll be interesting. Terrain generation and colorization algorithms have been revised to make it more aesthetically interesting. So here we get into the actual nitty gritty. So that's like... That's the TLDR, basically, is all of this. Let's get into the actual true nitty gritty of the patch notes. So they've changed that the technology is fully recharged when you repair it. It's probably a good idea. Fixed ship appearing on incorrect space pad after loading. That's not really a... That's more of a continuity error than anything that would really bother you. New objects require certain tech to collect. New shootables require certain tech to mine. Rebalanced resource availability. Fix the initial game flow. Oh, that was actually a bug, that one. Prevent a player being prompted to scan for buildings before leaving the system after visiting a monolith. Ah, yeah, I remember that. These are just little bugs. Laser melee attacks while in space from attempting to edit terrain. I don't know. Oh. I don't understand that one. That might be a nerf or a buff. I would like to see that. Hopefully it's a buff because mining terrain was crap. Okay, so signal scanners are now called signal boosters. Signal booster object updated to search for playable bases. Oh, so your actual signal scan now... Ah, that's really cool. So that will search for suit upgrade pods and mineable resources. That's awesome. Oh, wait, whoa. That's not what I thought it is. That's the actual ones, like I said before, that requires the bypass chip. So you can now build them, place them down, and they will show you mineable resources as well. Okay, improved accuracy of environment detection. Oh, right, okay, so it doesn't rain inside caves anymore. That was, like, whatever. The waypoints that weren't being loaded, that was someone that had issues. This is a major one, so you no longer need your Atlas Pass V1 to get into doors and stations, but there aren't any suit upgrade pods in stations. Suit upgrade pods can now only be used once. I thought that was something that was already in the game anyway. I didn't think you could reuse them. Anomaly collision, didn't really experience it. The number of different NPC character models generated, that's nice, because there were like a good few that was just the exact same character model. I didn't have that bug. Potential crash in foliage, instance renderer, didn't really see that. Some localization, I don't care. New icons for specific types of primary resources, we read that. Health bars not appearing on some targets. We've seen that. Mission messages are a pain in the arse, we've seen that. We didn't really have many crashes. Massive speed improvements to browsing huge discovery lists. We didn't really have huge discovery list. To load earliest previous save. Oh, that's interesting. Weapon naming? I didn't know there was like weapon naming in the fucking game. Maybe that was something that was added that I didn't actually realise. PS4, don't care. 8-button mouse support, which I don't even know why that wasn't in it. A bug where setting the gamut to 0 give a fully bright rather than fully dark. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. There was a hard limit on save sizes. Players now notified when shaders are being loaded. Fixed occasional crash on exit. Performance of... Oh, that's good, because I used to crash on exit all the time. AMD cards that no one should be using anyway. Cough in before there'll be a load of comments about this. So the base building, there's been optimizations for the base building. New plants. New distribution of them. Plant life. I really want to see if there's been any like animal generation fixes, because that was a nightmare. New mineable terrain resources found only in red, green and blue star systems. That's interesting. So the type of star system actually changes it. Reduce the building frequency. I felt like there was an awful lot of buildings on like every planet. It was a bit ridiculous. Introduce plants with elevated building density. Oh, planets, sorry. Oh, that's cool. So we'll have like, we will get planets that have got like a ridiculous amount of buildings on them, and we'll have planets that don't have any buildings on them. About time. Jesus. The proportion of lush and tropical planets. Yeah, there was a lot of dead planets. There was an awful lot of dead planets. Bug where multiple ships could appear overlapping at the player's start screen. Yeah, I've seen that. Certain building types being incorrectly placed underwater. Yes, we've seen that. We actually had an issue where we couldn't actually get into a building because of this. I've seen that as well. Prevented buildings occasionally being placed on a second with the train. Seen that. Have to fucking dig them out, which I kind of liked, because it was kind of like the building had been there for a while and the train had kind of like grown over it. Train resource generation has changed. Fixed elevation cache mismatches causing errors in creature knowledge and pathing. Slow memory leaking creature role allocation. Improved creature animation speeds. Some creatures turns had the incorrect frame count. Alright, whatever. So no extra spawns for creatures. Maybe they have changed it. Oh, that's pretty cool. They've changed some of the atmospheric stuff. It's just terrain generation and little fixes and things like that and different selections. Much denser asteroid fields, that'll be kind of cool. Better explosion effects. The scale of moons on the space map, yeah. And we've got freighter groups. Nice. That's cool that they're actually on the space map now. The distribution of resources and asteroids. Yeah, but it doesn't say increased or decreased. Oh, AI ships will now clear asteroids instead of crashing into them. That's nice. Ooh, planets are now scannable from space to see the resources. See, it's things like this that you want to dig into these patch notes for and see exactly what's going on. Space combat, bounty targets will warp out too soon. Damage on AI spaceships, that's kind of cool. Formation flying is pretty sweet. New ship weapon technology. Ooh. Oh! Holding brake whilst turning now activates drift for faster turns. That's sweet. So you can unlock, so you can twist faster, and then that's cool. I like that. Freighters, fixed pulse drive to prevent travelling through freighters. Improved the docking code. I'd hang out of these freighters. Oh my god, you can dock in freighters. Oh, that's really sweet. You only pick up cargo drops that will fit in your inventory. Auxiliary freighter ships to freighter groups. Oh, that's amazing. So we can now dock in these massive freighters. Rewards for rescuing them from pirate attack. Yeah, about time. Jesus. And a load of audio things. But it looks like that is all of the patch notes that we've got. Obviously I skipped through quite a lot of them, but quite a lot of them were like terrain generation and things like that. But that's all we've got time for anyway. So, as always, thanks a lot for watching me go through the Foundation update, and I hope to see you guys in the streams that I do of this, because I'm actually really excited about it. I'm really excited for survival mode, really excited for building a base, and really excited for this freighter stuff. But as always, thanks a lot for watching. I've been Steve, you've been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.